Hi, this is Lisa Loves to Crochet and Knit. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this cute little snail keychain. He's got a little bag that you can put stuff in. You could use it for chapstick, whatever you like. But let's get started. You're going to need some yarn colors of your choosing, a crochet hook, size I, some scissors, a tapestry needle, some googly eyes, hot glue gun, and a keychain ring. I ordered these off Amazon, and I ordered the googly eyes, they're finger puppets googly eyes, off Amazon as well. Let's get started. First, we're going to want to make the body. So let's make this long part here. And how we do that is I start with a slip knot, and I pull it tight to my hook, and I chain 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have 18 chains, and I'm going to half double crochet in the second chain from hook. And then I'm going to put 1 half double crochet in each stitch to the end. Okay, so I've put 1 half double crochet in each stitch to the end. And now I'm going to put 2 more half double crochets in this stitch on the end, and that's to help it turn. And then I'm going to crochet around the end and start putting 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way back. So just 1 half double crochet. Okay, so I made it to the back to the start, and now I'm going to take my googly eyes, and I'm going to put them with the loop facing up, and I'm going to half double crochet in this stitch right here where my thumb is. So I'm going to go in this half double crochet, and then the loop of the googly eye finger puppets, and I'm going to put 5 half double crochets in that same stitch around the half double crochet or the googly eyes loop. So there's 3, here's 4, and there's 5. So there's my 5, and I'm going to slip stitch it to this chain. Whoops. Chain 1, cut my yarn, and I'm going to weave in my ends. Okay, so I have him all set, and I'm going to take my purple yarn, and I'm going to take my crochet hook, and I'm going to make a slip knot, put it on my hook, and I'm going to take one side of the googly eyes, and I'm going to single crochet around, put 2 in there. Okay, there's 2, and I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pull up a loop. I'm going to cut my yarn. I'm going to tighten it, and I'm going to do it on the other side. Whoops. Okay, so I have the eyes with their little antennas started. I'm going to take my tapestry hook, and I'm going to grab the bottom part of the yarn, and I'm going to weave it around here, and then I'm going to weave it up through the top of the snail's little antennas and pull it up. Do the same thing on the other side. Weave it in through there. And pull it up. And that just gives it a little more stability. And I'm going to cut the back part of that, the ends, and I'm going to take the tops and make sure I give it a good pull so they're knotted of the antenna. And I'm going to kind of measure them up about the same size. Here we go. And there's the top of the antenna. And so then I take my glue gun and I just put, a little dab on the back part of the googly eyes. And then I put the antenna so it catches that. And so the antennas stay up so that they're part of that and they don't fall all over. Okay, so I have my little googly-eyed body of the snail. So I'm just going to move him to the side, and I'm going to pull out some gray and some purple yarn. So I'm going to make the snail shell, and I'm going to start with the purple. I'm going to make a magic ring. Whoops. And I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do 4 half double crochets in the magic ring. There's 1, there's 2, 3, and here is 4. So there's 4 half double crochets in the magic ring. I take my gray and make a slip knot. Whoops, tighten it on my hook. And I'm going to single crochet that gray into the magic loop, and then I'm going to do 4 half double crochets with the gray. So there's 1, there's 2, 3, and here's 4. And then I'm going to tighten my little magic ring. So I pull the purple little end, and then I'm going to do 2 half double crochets, not in both loops of the purple, but just in the back. So I do 2 of those. Where did it go? So there's 2 half double crochets in just the back loop of the purple, the one purple. And now we're going to do that in the next. And sometimes I take the stitch below on the back. I don't know if you can see that. It's the back little part of the loop. And I'll do 2 half double crochets in there so it gives the stitch a little more stability. So I'm just going to do 2 of the gray and each of the purple's back loop, and I'm going to grab the loop below. So there's 2, and then in this last one of the purple so far I'm going to do 2 more. There we go. Pull up a little bit of the gray, and I'm going to grab the purple, and I'm going to do 2 of the purple and the gray one, but I'm not going to go in the back loop only. That's just for the purple. So it gives me this ridge so I can add some more detail later. So I'm going to go 2 half double crochets of the purple and each of the gray for the next few stitches here. So here's my last of the purple and the gray with the 2 stitches because it's together. It's full circle. So now I'm going to tighten that ring a little bit more. And now I'm going to do 1/2 double crochet in that next stitch. And then I'm going to do 2 in the next. One, and then 2 half double crochets. All right, so now I'm going to drop that purple for a minute. I'm going to pick up some more gray. So now, remember, I'm only going into the back loops of the purple. So I'm going to pick up the stitch below, and I'm going to do 2. No, I'm going to do 1 in this stitch and then 2 in the next. We're at that every other on the gray as well. So there's 2 half double crochets in this stitch, 1 in the next. And I'm still remembering to go in the back loop only of the purple. So this one has 2 half double crochets in it. And the next stitch has 1. So now I go 2 half double crochets in the stitch. And 2 in this next one. 1. This one has 2. I mean, you're going to see all the way to the end. So let's continue the pattern. One, 2. Oops. I dropped that stitch. So we're going to make this one a smaller one. So I'm only going to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of the purple stitches in this side of the shell. But some of those stitches have 2. So if I count them that way, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 stitches total of the purple. And then I will count the gray here in a second. So I'm going to do 2 and 1. So I'm just going to go to the end of the purple I have. I'm not going to create any more purple. So there's 2, there's 1. This one has 2. This one has 1. This one has 2. Now, when you're making the next one, because you got to make 2 halves of the shell, one is going to be the wrong side facing the outside of the shell, and one is going to be the right side facing out of the shell. And if you know how to fix that and make it go the opposite, I'm all ears. But this is what I've come up with. So this last stitch, I'm going to go in through both of those loops again, the last of the purple, and I'm going to put an extra one in it so it makes it even. So I'm going to chain 1 of the gray. I'm going to go to the bottom of the purple, and I'm going to chain 1. So I'm finished with my shell. Just going to make it a little one. And so I'm going to cut both of my ends, and I'm going to pull up the loops. And there's half of my little snail shell. And I'm going to tighten those loops on here. And now I'm going to make another one just like it. So what I'll do is I'll show you how I started again. I start with the purple. Oops. Start with the purple with a magic ring, magic loop. And I chain 1 and then do 4 half double crochets, and then I pick up the gray. So I'll see you when I'm done with both of these that match. Okay, so I've completed both of my little shells, so they will match. They line up, they match. So I've completed both of them. They look identical. Now I take my purple yarn and I make a slip knot, and I take one of them and I start from the center and I pick up that loop that we didn't crochet in, and I single crochet in that loop all the way around on the outside. So it gives the shell some depth. Just keep going around, and I will see you at the end of that. Okay, so I completed all of that, and I'm going to chain 1, cut my yarn, and then I'll weave in my ends, and I'll show you how to do this side. Okay, so I need my purple yarn again. I make a slip knot, and I take the shell of the snail and I go through and I pick up a loop that we didn't crochet around, and I pull it through to the back, and then I take my slip knot and tighten it on my hook. Not too tight, you want to be able to get through it. And then so I will just single crochet so around that loop, and then I'll pull the next loop. Oops, you can see where I'm going, and I grab that loop and I pull it through the back. I just dropped it. Whoops. Okay, there it is. Pull up the loop, and I do that all the way around. So I stick it in the next from the back, grab that loop. Whoops, I didn't do it again this time. Drop my stitch. See if I can just pick up my stitch. This yarn splits a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to single crochet around that. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm picking up the loop on this side and I'm crocheting with it on the opposite side, because this is going to be on the outside of the snail. So you'll have 2 opposites to do. Okay, so I'll see you at the end of that one. Okay, I made it to the back last few on the back that I single crochet around. I wanted to show you again. I stick up my loop, and you can see the ones that I didn't crochet around, and I pull it and I single crochet. So the next one, oops, the next one I insert my hook in here, pull it through, and I single crochet around. So I kind of twist my hook so it can crochet around. Chain 1, and I pull up a loop, and I cut my yarn, and there is the back. So it just gives it some detail. And then, so when I crochet around it, they look pretty symmetrical on both sides of the snail shell. I'm going to weave in my ends, and I'll show you how I put these together and sew it to the body. I'm going to take some, I got both of the shells complete. They're symmetrical, so they have the opposite, or they're, you know what I mean, they're the opposite of what the other one should be. So one will be the outside, one will be the inside of each side of the shell. And I'm gonna start with my tapestry needle, and I'm going to weave in with the gray, and I'm going to cut a little length, not a really long one because I want to be able to control it. So I'm going to first, I kind of figure out how I'm going to attach it, where it's going to be at. There's different ways you can do it. Now, this one, I don't know if you can see, I did the face and the eyes so that it kind of comes up a little bit. And this one, I did it where it doesn't. So I don't know if you can you can't really tell that. I mean, you can from here, I guess. See, this one will start here, and this one starts higher up. So you can do it either way. I think I'm going to do the purple on this one this way because I like that. I mean, you can decide on how you want to do yours. So if I want to do that, then I'm going to, for the placement of the snail thing, I'm going to make sure that the body can reach up higher. So I can do it this way. I mean, there's so many ways that you can have the snail be. So I think I might do it this way for this one. So the snail looks like this instead of like that, because that's how I've been doing it. So we're just going to change it up. So I'm going to start my stitches up here because I want it to open this way, because remember, it's a little bag. So I'm going to take a couple of stitch markers, and I'm going to measure where I want it to open. So that's where my starting place is going to be for weaving it around, attaching it, and then I'm going to end over here. So it'll be a little bag like that. So I'm going to start with my tapestry hook, and I'm going to push that aside for now, and I'm going to take my tapestry hook, and I'm just going to go in through the 2 center stitches. I'm not going to do anything with the outer. And I'm going to put a little knot here just for added security, just because it's going to be a bag and you're going to open it, and so it'll help make that stay. And so then I'm going to go back in through the center. I'm not going in on both of those loops. I'm just going to continue to go weave it in back and forth like this. Whoops. All the way around. So the purple, I'm just going to catch up the purple, pull a loop tight. There we go. Gonna grab the gray here. And I'm going to just continue to work my way around. So now I'm at the underneath, and you're going to do the same thing. And this might be a better place to show you that I'm just going to pick up the center 2. So I'm going to leave the outsides of them open. And I'm just going to go back and forth through here, so it gives the body some depth. It makes it a little thicker. So I'm just going to keep going that, and I'm going to go all the way around to there. And then I'm going to knot and finish my ends. And then I'm not going to cut this. I'm going to keep this attached, and then I'm going to attach it to the body. So hopefully there's enough yarn. So I'm going to meet you at the end of that. Okay, so I figure out, so I'm at the end of that, and I'm going to weave my tapestry needle back down some of those stitches that I just worked up. So they're done attached, but I'm going to weave this back down because I don't want to have another end to weave in. So I want to figure out the placement of the body. So then I want it to come up like that. So I'm going to make sure I set the snail a little further back on the body so you can kind of see. So that's where I want the placement of those. So I want to know where to start the end of the tail. So I'm going to start it right there. I'm going to weave it in down one more. You can see that. And then I'm going to attach it right to the body right here. I'm going to pick up some loops on the body, the part of the little worm part, and then I'm going to grab some stitches from the shell, and I'm just going to attach it that way, weaving in the body and underneath the shell is what I'm going to do. So I don't know if you can see, I pick up some stitches from the bottom part, and then I grab some from the shell on top, and I just pull. Okay, so I made it to the front, and I'm going to do a couple of those stitches here and pull it up so she attaches to the top. Her face anyway. I call it a her. Pull that tight in there, and then I'll grab a couple of these, and I'm going to grab the other end. Of the snail here. I'm just going to work that way down. Whoops. So it looks like a snail. Just keep going in the under part of the snail shell and the top or the back part of the body. Just keep grabbing some stitches on both ends and pulling it. And then when you're done with that, the body will be attached and the eyes will stick up. So it'll set like that. So I'll see you at the end of this row. Okay, so I have him all attached, and I'm going to add a little strap to him. So I'm going to make a slip knot with the gray real quick here. Make a slip knot, attach it to my crochet hook, take the little key ring thing, but I'm gonna put a single crochet in at the base of where I started to sew the body together. I'm just going to put a single crochet in there. I'm going to single crochet, and I'm going to chain 10, and that makes a little strap. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 2 4 6 8 10. Did I count that right? 2 4 6 8 10 11. So there's my 11. I'm going to put the loop or the little keychain thing through the loop. Don't worry about the working yarn working through there, because you're going to cut that yarn, so it'll be fine. So I'm just going to single crochet to the bottom, chain 1. Whoops. I'm going to cut my yarn and weave in my ends, and there you have the little snail keychain. You could even put your earbuds in these, you know, chapstick earbuds. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.